everyone. Today we will learn about the installation of selector valves, signal feedback devices, and actuation devices. Through this lesson, we aim for students to become familiar with the installation requirements for selector valves, signal feedback devices, and actuation devices, as well as the pressure tightness testing requirements for gas actuation devices. As shown in the diagram, there are selector valves, signal feedback devices, and actuation devices. What is a selector valve? A selector valve is used in combined distribution systems to control the release of fire extinguishing agents through piping networks to designated protected areas or objects. Each selector valve corresponds to a specific protected area. A signal feedback device is installed on fire extinguishing agent release pipelines or selector valves. It converts the pressure or flow signal of the released fire extinguishing agent into an electrical signal and feeds it back to the control center. Selector valves and signal feedback devices should meet the following installation requirements. 1. Each protected area in the combined distribution system should have selector valves controlling the flow of fire extinguishing agents. The nominal diameter of these valves should be equal to the nominal diameter of the main pipeline of the fire suppression system for that protected area. 2. Selector valves should be located near the storage containers and should be easily accessible for operation. Permanent nameplates indicating their operational protected area should be affixed to selector valves. 3. Each protected area in the combined distribution system should have selector valves controlling the flow of fire extinguishing agents. The nominal diameter of these valves should be equal to the nominal diameter of the main pipeline of the fire suppression system for that protected area. 4. Selector valve operating handle should be installed on the side of the operating surface. When the installation height is more than 1.7 meters, take easy-to-operate measures. 5. Selector valves using threaded connections should preferably use swivel joints at the connection with the piping network. 6. The directional arrow on selector valves should indicate the direction of medium flow. 7. The installation of signal feedback devices should comply with design requirements. Actuation devices act to operate container valves and selector valves. Common actuation devices include cable-driven actuators. For cable-driven actuators, except for necessary exposed parts, they should use steel pipes with internal and external corrosion protection. Special guide pulleys should be used at cable bends. The end handle of the cable should be placed in a dedicated protective box. The cable sheath and protective box should be securely fixed. For gravity-driven actuators, ensure that the weight encounters no obstruction during its descent. The drop distance should meet the required distance for actuation, not less than 25 millimeters. Electromagnetic actuators should have strokes that meet system startup requirements, operate flexibly, and have no jamming issues. Electrical connection wires of electromagnetic actuator drivers should be fixed along the supports, frames, or walls of the fire extinguishing agent storage container. Pneumatic actuator supports, frames, or enclosures should be securely fixed and treated for corrosion resistance. Permanent markings indicating the name of the driving medium and corresponding protected area or object should be on the actuator and should be easily observable. Vertical pipelines of pneumatic actuators should have anti-sway supports at both ends or be fixed with pipe clamps. Horizontal pipelines should be fixed with pipe clamps. The spacing between pipe clamps should not exceed 0.6 m. An additional pipe clamp should be added at bends. If using pneumatic actuators, a pressure tightness test should also be conducted. After installation, pneumatic actuator pipelines should undergo a pressure tightness test. Only after passing this test can they be put into use. During the pressure tightness test, pressure should be gradually increased. When the pressure reaches 50% of the test pressure and no abnormalities or leaks are found, continue increasing the pressure in steps of 10% of the test pressure, stabilizing each level for 3 minutes until reaching the test pressure value. Maintain pressure and inspect all areas of the pipelines for deformation or leaks to ensure they meet the required standards. This concludes today's lesson. Thank you all.